On this week's episode, we're going to be diving into a recap of the 2025 Grand American. You're going to want to hang tight for this one.
You're listening to the UKC Hunting Ops Podcast, celebrating hunting dog heritage, competition, and community. United Kennel Club has been the hunting dog sports home for coonhounds, beagles, retrievers, pointers, cur, feist, and more for over 125 years.
Welcome back to the UKC Hunting Ops Podcast. This is Trevor Wade. I'm the Coonhound Program Manager at UKC. And I just got back from a trip down to Orangeburg, South Carolina to the Grand American. Always the kickoff event for the year. Had a really great time this year. It was sunny. Wouldn't say it's warm. The temperatures were a little bit low, some wind, but man, it was the ground was dry down there, no mud. We didn't have to deal with any precipitation there at the grounds, and you just couldn't ask for any better than that. The entries were good. The hunt was great. They hunted 299 dogs on Friday. 230 dogs went to the woods on Saturday. In the licensed portion of their show on Friday, had 136 dogs. With duels and pairs, they had upwards of 160. On Saturday, 109 in the regular show, 33 in the youth show, and then also they had duels and pairs in both of those as well. So I think for the entire weekend, they had upwards of 300 dogs enter into the bench shows over the weekend. So, man, great job by everybody on the Grand American Committee. David McKee, Harry, I can't not mention him enough. Danielle Champ, Gary Champ over there in the show building. Of course, Dale Weatherford and John Speer, Ashley Moss, Ashley Julian, the entire teams that take care of everything there. The club reps for all that they did there. It's just a fun event, and had a chance to sit down with a couple people there. The first person I pulled in was actually Mack Tallent from over in Missouri. And Mack is donating a pretty nice prize to the upcoming Winter Classic that's going to be in February. He guides hunts not only for white-tailed deer there in Missouri, but also out west in Colorado. He does some big game hunts for elk and mule deer, and he's actually donating a prize package for that has a valuation of $5,000 or more. So if you hang tight right here, I'm going to put this interview with Mack Tallent. What's going on, everybody? This is Trevor. I'm here from Grand American in Orangeburg, and I'm sitting here today with Mr. Mack Tallent. What's going on, Mack?
Oh, nothing much. Down here at the Grand American, enjoying it.
This is a long drive for you, isn't it?
About 14 hours.
Where you come from?
Missouri, Perry, Missouri.
Is that like northern Missouri?
Yeah, northern Missouri. But I'm originally from Lincoln, Georgia.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And so I used to come over here years and years. Been coming here for years, and I moved to Missouri 15 years ago, and I still like coming down here hunting.
What was the move? Was it your career related, or did you go out there for hunting, or what was it?
Pretty much hunting. I enjoyed it. I've been in the hunting business. I grew up in the hunting business, and I like Missouri. I went out there, and I like Missouri, and my mother-in-law was out there, so my wife said, well, we'll move out there if that's what you want to do, and we moved, and then my mom and dad followed us, so I like it out there. A lot of good coon hunting.
Yeah, so I know northern Missouri, that's kind of like a hub around for. There's a lot of major events in every registry over there, and a lot of coons to be scored up in that area.
Yeah, I got a lot of guys up there. You got Danny Perez, you got Kurt Arrington. We got a lot of competition guys up there, and we're good hunting. I enjoy it.
Yeah, if you can win at a club up there, you pretty much know what you're going to get when you come to a major event like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Orangeburg, you came down here. I know typing up results today, you got your little cast win last night.
I got a cast win last night. I'm going to hunt another dog tonight, and so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Yours, do yours get to hunt much in water where you are? I know you travel around a lot. So.
I do. I like hunting in water. A lot of guys up there don't like hunting in water, but I got one place up there behind the dam, and it's got a lot of cypress stuff, so I hunt that a lot, in the water. So.
Yeah. A little bit of a segue here, but I guess coon hunting's not your only passion when it comes to that sort of thing. I know we've been in touch with you, Alan and I, over the past several weeks about something special you're doing for the upcoming UKC Winter Classic down in Batesville, Mississippi. You always enjoy that event, being a part of it, and you wanted to give a little something for the people that are going to be there in attendance and for winners and things like that. You want to tell us a little bit about that? I
decided this year, I've been going down there for a while, and I enjoy my coon hunt, but I deer hunt and elk hunting. We've been outfitting since '72 in Colorado, and I figured this year I'd going to give a hunt away. It's valued at $5,000, but I'm gonna give it away. And however y'all see that y'all want to do it, that's fine with me. And so that's what we decided to do. I figured I'm gonna give back, because I've always enjoyed my coon hunting. I said, well, I'll give somebody a hunt.
Man, that'll really spruce up a prize package right there. That's something special. I guess just so people understand a little bit better, so in this package that you're giving away, will they have to put in for a draw, or are you able to kind of manipulate that somehow? Or?
No, they can buy their tag over the counter.
Okay.
And so they won't have to worry about a draw, and I'll take care of everything else. That's a lodging and everything, so they'll enjoy that. The only thing they got to do is get a tag.
All the way over in Colorado.
Yeah, and make their way to Colorado.
I've never been there. This summer actually in October, my wife and I, we went through out west for the first time, the furthest west I've ever been. We went through the Dakotas, and we went to Montana and back through Wyoming, but I didn't make it down to Colorado. But man, that's some vast, beautiful country with way less population than you see out east over here.
Yes, it is. I enjoy it. I love it out there, but it's no coon hunting out there, so I had to come back east to hunt. That's my passion. So.
You got to have your priorities straight. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think, and we've talked about it a little bit, there was a bunch of different ways to do it. We talked about doing it possibly to the overall winner. But then another way that we thought to do it where more people might have a shot at it and to get a chance at this package would be that as they come in, the cast winner, as they turn in their scorecard, maybe have some raffle tickets there and put a raffle ticket in a bowl so every Plus Point cast winner on Friday and Saturday night has a chance at a shot at it, and maybe a good reason for somebody to stick around on Saturday night, have a chance to have a good guided hunt out west in Colorado.
Well, I'm going to try to win it, but I'm going to give it the hunt to somebody else. So, but no, however y'all see that y'all want to do it, that's fine with me.
Yeah. Winter Classic, how long have you been going to that one?
I used to go when it was in Albany.
Yeah.
And then I got out of hunting for a little while, broke a femur in my leg, so I got out of it, and then I've been going to Batesville, and I love it in Batesville. To me, that's one of the best hunts that's put on anywhere. It's organized. I just like it,
Good venue. And last year, I know you had some fun out there. Me and Alan always joke about doing the Calcutta out there on a Thursday night. We were out there, and you bought the winning dog from the Pro Slam last year.
Yeah. I enjoyed that. I'm going to try to get into Pro Slam this year myself. Yeah. So.
Yeah, by the time people hear this, it actually opens on the 6th, though. I think it actually opens Monday, so maybe too late by the time you listen to this, we'll already have it filled up, but maybe you'll get a leg up on some people and get entered up on there. Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about your business you're talking about here, your outfit, and for people who don't have a chance to win it, maybe they're still interested in doing it. I know for a lot of coon hunters here out east, that's kind of a bucket list type deal, is to go out west and hunt for big game that we don't have here in the eastern United States. How could they find you? Or your Facebook page, website, things like that?
I do. I have it's called Talent Outfitters, LLC, and it's a web page. They can go on it and look. My phone number is 636-295-2421. I also do Missouri deer hunts.
Oh, wow.
We kill good bucks in Missouri, and so I do Missouri deer hunts there, and I rent out farms in Missouri, and but we have the Colorado ranch, and so we take them there too.
Well, if my dad's listening to this, he's a big-time whitetail hunter. He may have to try to get me. I'll get him that for Christmas one year or something like that.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome, Mack, and we really appreciate you being there. And you already gave me some nice pamphlets, and we're going to have them on our tables at Winter Classic so everybody can come by and thumb through there. And, hey, you'll be at Winter Classic. They should look you up while they're there and try to get up with you.
Yeah, I'll be there, and I appreciate what y'all do. I mean, I enjoy the sport, and you and Alan do a good job, and I enjoy it,
Appreciate that, Mack. I always enjoy catching up with you. Appreciate you sitting down with me. It's a busy day here in Orangeburg, the hustle and bustle all around us, but, man, we're having a good time.
Yeah, I had a good time and seen a lot of friends that I ain't seen in a long time, a year, so I'm going to be coming back every year as long as I can come, so.
Absolutely. Well, hey, man, I sure appreciate you. We'll get back to it here, but thanks for sitting down with me.
I appreciate it.
And there you go. There's Mack. Next person I was able to grab in was Mr. Jason Roberts there from just around South Carolina. Always has good luck at these events over here and actually all across the country. His dog Quinn and him, they've got the Grand Night Champion Hall of Fame title at pretty much all major events, travels all over the country. So I wanted to get his insight there, and including some news on the upcoming cross he's doing that's pretty special, and he's making history in the UKC registry. So here's Jason. He'll tell you more about it. All right, guys, I'm back here again Saturday at Grand American, and I've wrangled my next guest. I got Mr. Jason Roberts here from South Carolina. What's going on today, Jason?
Nothing much. Just getting ready to go out to the woods tonight.
Already got all entered up and got your cast number and everything?
Yes, sir. We're supposed to leave out about 4 o'clock.
Yeah. You're pretty local to here, aren't you?
I live about 2 hours from here.
2 hours from here.
Yeah,
and you guide back to those spots? You have places closer?
It's pretty much. We go about an hour and 45 minutes from here. Yeah.
But people probably don't complain once they get to your spots. I know you typically, the winner of your cast usually does pretty decent here.
Yeah, we usually the winner of the cast. I mean, I tell them all, I got coons, so they have a good chance of getting in the top 10, whoever wins our cast.
Yeah. If somebody's not familiar with your name, maybe they know about the dog you've been running for the past couple of years. Tell us a little bit. Introduce us to Quinn a little bit. Her full name and maybe a little bit about her.
Grand Night champion, Hall of Fame. Roberts Backwoods Quinn. She's 7 years old. I've been hunting her since she was 6 weeks old. Yeah. Really didn't start competition hunting her until she was probably almost 4 years, 3.5, 4 years old. She's got, out of her 50 Hall of Fame wins, I think she's got 40 or 42 of them have all been at major UKC events. So she travels well. Just honest. She don't draw you hardly any minus. She usually draws minus. It's my fault, not hers.
What's she out of?
She's actually out of. She goes back to. Dadgummit, Trevor, why'd you have to ask me? I've always been one that papers ain't what trees
That's not the most important thing to you, huh?
Yeah.
I think it was right here at Grand American several years ago where I met you for the first time, and I think that's correct, on the final cast out there with you and Quinn one year. What year was that when you made the Final Four?
2022.
2022, so just a couple of years ago.
Yeah. And then missed the Final Four last year, went down to had to go down to like the 6th tiebreaker.
Yeah, you were 5th, right? Yeah, off a tiebreaker. That's tough. Yeah. That's tough. And then already here this year, you got a cast win last night, I know, and their scores here are public. What did you have? You were in the top 20, I know, right?
Yeah, I ended up with 425 plus and 600 circle. Just had some coons that just went straight into the creek bank and fast races and just straight into the creek bank. So if we could have got them, we'd have been sitting real pretty this evening.
Yeah, no doubt. But a mid-4s cast win here put you within swinging distance.
Yeah. So, but we hoping to do good tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Tell us a little bit about Quinn's hunt style. You said she doesn't make very many mistakes. She's accurate. In this country, she seems to excel. What does your preparation look like with her?
We just hunt.
Yeah.
I'm a nurse in the ER, and I work 3 nights a week. So 4 nights a week that I'm not working, we from sundown to sun up, we're in the woods hunting.
Yeah.
And I just hunt her, and she does her thing, and that's all she does. I mean,
whenever you're getting ready to guide for a hunt like Grand American, or you always do good at Southeastern too, it seems like your casts always bring in good scores there as well. What do you do for your spots? Do you lay off of them a little bit? Do you hunt on feeders, or what does that look like? How do you prepare a spot to put together a good score for a cast?
When I get ready for Grand American, and then usually Southeastern Tree and Walker Days falls in February right behind it. My spots that I guide to in November 1st, I cut it off on a dog, go in there. I put buckets out, and I fill them buckets up, and I just let them for 2 months.
Yeah.
Just go in there, no pressure, nothing. That way when we strike and we get in there, them coons are looking and like, what are y'all doing down here? Leave us alone. We've been eating for 2 months,
Yeah.
And where their buckets are, they're not full until November. My dog don't know. She don't know where they are. We never fill them up until November.
Yeah.
In November, I back out, fill them up, and then just leave them alone.
Yeah. And that's something that always bugs me after this hunt is that I'm gonna get on my soapbox. I've been known to do this a little bit, but after this hunt, you'll always see people getting on social media talking about how they score 800 early and then they're out here on this late round. And you just heard the preparation that you put into it. You haven't hunted the spot since October. You're paying for feed, doing all these things, and then we go on that final cast. Typically, that person's not doing that.
Yeah.
They're not putting the preparation in.
You don't get there. You just, here we go. We got an hour to hunt, and it's been, and two, you got to think of it, on that final cast, these dogs have been running all weekend. You know, they're tired.
Yeah.
You know, you get out there and it's late, 5 o'clock in the morning. Coons have been running
Frost
all around.
is down a lot.
Yeah. So it's just a hard hunter. It's more hard hunt at 5 o'clock in the morning than it is at 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
And coming from the other side of it, where a lot of times I'm trying to procure guides for major events and things like that, the number one thing, I do want you to score at least one coon on that final cast, but I want all the dogs to be safe, and I want everybody to be safe for the night.
Yeah.
So more so than having some jam-up spot where we're going to treat 10 coons, I want safe dogs. I want to at least be able to score a coon or two. And I think Grand American and a lot of the events do a good job of keeping dogs safe on that final cast.
Yeah,
especially down here around Orangeburg. There's so much land down here that people can, you know, thousands and thousands of acres, you know, where they can just get out of pocket if they need to and still be safe.
Yeah. So Quinn, Grand Nite Champion Hall of Fame, one reason I wanted to bring you in here, man, you guys have had a heck of a year. You're not you don't stray away from jumping in a truck and driving 10, 12, 20 hours to hunts all over the country. You've been to so many breed association days, state association championships all over the country. What kind of drove you to do that? Just to see different things, or just to give Quinn a shot, or what was the? It
started out after I won Grand American in 22, in April or May, somewhere like that. Somebody said, "Hey, did you know you're running into Preener race and you're up there toward the front?" Yeah. And at that point, I didn't even know what the Preener race was. So I got to looking into it, and I was like, well, let's make a run for this thing. And that year, you know, we had a bad year that year. Some things happened. She had to have emergency surgery. Yeah. Ended up second in the Preener race that year. And then just being out in the country, you know, I just love going to different places to hunt, meeting people, and seeing, you know, on Saturday, usually I drive a lot. I mean, everybody knows when I get through, I'm going home. Yeah. But usually on Saturday, I just like to go out and go sightseeing. I'm always that person. I'm going to show up, and I'm going to show up when it's time to go hunting. Yeah. But on Saturday, I go out sightseeing and do stuff and just see things in this country that you won't ever see otherwise. Yeah.
Any favorite locations or events you've been to the past couple of years, besides Grand American and Southeastern maybe? I know this is home turf and fun here.
No, I love Winter Classic. Yeah. Mississippi's got some beautiful hunting down there. Illinois, I got some guy that I go up there with a lot.
Around Florida, right?
Yes, around Florida. Yeah. And I love hunting up there. You know, those are probably the two of the Mississippi and Florida, Illinois are two of my favorite places.
You'd be surprised how many people say Winter Classic. I think just the venue, maybe the time of year, and then usually if the waters cooperates, it's usually pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, I went down there in 22, and for the warm-up slam, you know, an hour hunt, we had 600 plus on government land, you know. I thought when we went out there, you know, here we getting dry holed, and it just treed coons left and right for an hour. You know, good hunting down there.
Coming in, you said you got a 9-year-old or 9-month-old right now out of Quinn that you're starting to push a little bit. Might be the next one you push around a little bit. What's that pup out of?
She's out of Quinn, and then a dog named Taxman, which is directly off of Kingpin.
Okay.
Which is off of, you know, Lipper.
Lipper, yeah.
So it's one of the I'm big on the old blood. I know these new people love their new blood, but I love my old blood. Yeah. So when I was looking for something to breed or two, I was looking for something to the old blood, and so I went to Taxman, and he's a daggone good dog, and you know, he's doing that pup now. I kept all 7 of them, and have been starting them, and I've got 3 or 4 now that I'm really targeting in on that are starting to do real good.
Yeah, that's awesome. If you have the opportunity to do that, that's definitely the way to do it. That was her first litter?
That was first litter.
And then you got the second litter
on the way.
And that's kind of a headliner. I saw a post about it on social media the other day. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, me and Caleb Griffin have been coming after this one for probably a year and a half, 2 years preparing for it. Caleb's got Preacher Man, which is Hall of Fame dog. Yep. And I was at that time pushing to get Quinn Hall of Fame, and I was wanting it all with, you know, as many major events as I could. So we had been planning it that we was planning on making the first Hall of Fame cross in UKC history. And we made that cross on November 31st, December 1st.
Yeah.
And so I did an ultrasound the other day, and we've got at least 11 in there coming, maybe some more, so we're really looking forward to that cross.
Man, talk about a couple of dogs that have made their mark on the Coonhound world the past couple of years all over the country, no matter where they're toted to.
Oh, yeah. You know, he finished 3rd in the world, what was it, last year? He finished third in the world. Was it third?
That was the year that we were in Mount Gilead. So
last year, year before.
Year before last.
Yeah, and then so me and him drew out down there the first round, and we went down to the last 2 seconds, head to head, and me and him was just going at it. And so them two dogs have been around each other a lot, and we know them, and it was just something we wanted to do, and it really, being the Hall of Fame cross was something we really wanted to do.
Man, I hope you guys have some good luck with it. It wouldn't surprise me in a couple of years we're sitting here talking about some of the dogs out of that cross and what they've accomplished.
That's what we're sure hoping for.
Yeah. For sure, man. Well, hey, appreciate you taking a little bit of time. Keep it short here, but good luck tonight in the hunt, and who knows, I may be hunting with you again late tonight.
I sure hope so, Trevor.
Good luck, Jason. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, so there was Jason. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Like I was talking about on Friday, man, we had a great entry. I think they had 160 pre-entries, somewhere right around there, and actually ended up with, I guess maybe more than that, had 137 walk-up entries. So 299 entries total, and really it looked like coons were moving late. They told me as scorecards are coming in, the later they got, the more coons they were scoring. And there weren't very many dead casts at all. If you go and look at the results on the UKC page, you're going to see a lot of plus points on there. The dogs did a great job treeing coons where they could. And I was able to grab the first place dog because he had a pretty good story there. And I grabbed the handler, Chris Speer. This Bristol female has done really well at the Grand American the past several years, and she actually got first place on Friday night out of a crowd of 299 dogs with 875 plus. So wanted to grab Chris. He had his kennel partner, Lee Platty, and also his son, JP, with him. So I grabbed them all, took them into the little recording booth, and here's how that unfolded. Alan, you've been feeding Eukanuba dog feed for a while now. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I have, and I've really been able to put my beagles to the test, mainly running snowshoe hare up north where they run the hardest, where I put 15, 20, 25 miles on them easily in a day. And I've found that the premium performance sport has really paid dividends. Mainly, I noticed their stamina.
Yeah, same feed that I've been feeding. I think my dog looks good on it. He's really feeling good, and less kennel cleanup for me, so I highly recommend it as well.
Eukanuba, the official performance dog nutrition partner of UKC.
All right, guys, here I am again Saturday at the Grand American, and I'm joined today by the handler of Friday night's first place dog, Mr. Chris Speer. What's going on, man?
I'm doing good, Trevor. How are you?
Good. So you guys had a pretty good hunt last night, huh?
Yes, sir. We had a fantastic night.
Yeah, can you introduce us to your dog a little bit?
It's a dual champion Carolina Blue Bristol. She's a 5-year-old blue tick female. She's actually a half sister to Big Country.
So out of Bo Cephas, and I guess I'm not familiar with the bottom side as well as I am the top side, just kind of a famous sire there a little bit.
She is. She's off of Bo Cephas and a Star Fort Indie dog.
Okay. And so I kind of pulled you in here. What happened in that cast last night, or what was your score and what happened on that cast last night on Friday night?
We finished the night with 875 and 150 circle. It started off as a whirlwind. I mean, we had some minor discussions, some little bad stuff that went on, and I mean, one boy had to get put back in his truck. Yeah. After that, we had one of the most pleasurable hunts you could ever go.
Yeah.
Some of the guys, I got a head in the cast, and they said, "We can't catch you. We getting out of your way."
Yeah.
A very respectable judge stayed with me, and we looked at coons. I mean, we
can't beat that.
We can't. I mean, she done her job.
Yeah. Kind of the way it's supposed to be, you know. If you hear people complain about having some bad seeds on a cast, and best way to do it is to address it directly, and if they can't abide by being a sportsman out there in the woods, and the best thing to do is get them out of the woods, and then your hunt will turn out a lot better. But I'm glad to hear the hunters that withdrew stuck with you. That is always a major deal with it. We should probably mention the owner of the dog as well. I know he's not here with us, but who owns the dog?
A guy by the name of Brett Lipscomb. I'm gonna give you a little history on Brent. I met Brent 3 years ago at a hunt.
Yeah.
We was in Abbeville. I didn't want to hunt that night. My partner, he said, "Come on, let's go." I said, "No, we're gonna lose. I'm not going." Well, we got in there. We met Brent and his dog put on a tree in clinic. And I asked him, I said, "You got anybody gonna handle that dog at Grand America?" He said, "No, I haven't went in 50 years. I'm not going now." Well, that Saturday morning, he called me and said, "You serious about taking her?" I said, "Yes, sir. She's been at my house for 3 years." I had high-scoring blue female with her. 23, I had high-scoring blue female with her in 24. And if the Lord willing, I'm working my way to it for the 3rd year in a row.
You got a good start, right?
I mean, they always say good things come in threes.
There you go. 3rd time's a charm. Well, you mentioned your partner, and I think we're joined here by a couple other people. You wanna bring Kim in here?
This is my partner, Lee Palatti, and sitting beside him is my 9-year-old reigning junior South Carolina state champion. He handled Bristol. Lee handled Bristol. I mean, it's just a pleasure to have being able to hunt with friends and family and do what we all love.
Yeah, it's a team thing. I whenever you're down by yourself, man, it's hard to keep motivated to go. But when you got people on your side and in your house that are wanting to go, it makes it a lot easier. So Lee, why don't you introduce yourself to us? Tell us a little about yourself, man.
Lee Palatti from Abbeville. Been friends with Chris for about,
6 years. We're going on about 7 years.
7 years. I was skinning deer one night, and he pulls up at the rack shack that Mike Fleming owned and wanted to. I said, "I want to go coon hunting." He messaged me, and ever since, we like two brothers.
Yeah.
We fight like two brothers.
You don't always agree on the stuff, huh?
We get along.
And sometimes you have to have some different opinions to get it right. And what's your name, young man?
JP.
JP, and the reigning state champion, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So where was that hunt at? Just somewhere close by here.
It's a 9-section series they
Yeah.
do. It was actually held over here in Norway.
Okay.
I mean, son, you want to talk about it? That was yours.
Norway. I've been there a couple of times. That's a good club there. You hunted Bristol. Tell us about that hunt. She did what the dog was supposed to do, I'm
Yep.
guessing.
Yeah, she did what the dogs were supposed to do. And then with 5 seconds left in the hunt, I said, "Tree Bristol."
Put her on the paper, and you went in there, and she had the coon, huh?
Yes, sir.
Did you know walking in, or were you a little nervous?
I was a little nervous.
I've been there before,
Because
yeah.
she was, how far? Half a mile?
Whew, half a mile? That's a long walk to be nervous. My goodness. But, so state championship, and that was just here recently, just the end of the year?
It was back in March.
Okay, back in March already, yeah. So do you like going and hunting and everything?
Yes, sir.
And, man, winning state championship that early on, that sets the bar pretty high for you. It's hard to go too far up from there, huh? How do you stay motivated and go out hunting with your dad some?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good deal.
I'm gonna tell you a little something about that, Trevor. The day after he won the state championship, he got to aggravating his mama. And his mama said, "Boy, I'm going to get your hind end." He said, "Mama, you can't talk to a state champion like that." She looked at me, I looked at him, I said, "Buddy," I said, you gonna be a state champion with a sore butt, you keep on.
Yeah, that championship ain't going to save you when it comes to mama. No, but so Bristol, you got 875 in the bag heading into the night. Are you guiding, or are you luck of the draw, or?
Yes, we're guiding. I got a piece of property that a buddy of mine's in a club over there, and they let us guide to it.
Yeah. So what are you feeling right now? Are you nervous, excited, just ready for it to get dark?
I honestly can't tell you how I feel.
Yeah.
This hunt's a dream of a lifetime.
Yeah.
And I've placed with her, like I say, the past 2 years.
Yeah.
Never thought I'd be sitting where I'm at.
Yeah.
I want the dog just to know that I support anything she does.
Yeah.
She has nothing to prove to me.
Right.
She's already done it.
Yeah.
But now my nerves may change when I step in the woods because I know there's a lot riding on the line.
That's right.
I'm just looking for her to go in there. I'm looking for a cash win like it's the first night of this thing.
That's right. got to feel good having the high score in your back pocket. You know, a lot of people are going to be trying to shoot for a high score. It's not easy to come by. For you, you can almost think, hey, if you could tree a couple coons and stay clean, you might be in good shape riding tonight.
All she got to do is keep her head clean, get in there, do what she knows to do, and let's come back and see how it places us.
That's right. Well, if all goes to plan, then I might be seeing you here about 3 a.m. and getting ready to head to the woods with you.
I hope you got a cot where I can get a nap because I'm going to need one.
I've been on that final cast. They're usually wound a little tight, but everybody's raring to go going for that because for South Carolina guys, that Grand American title holds a lot of weight.
Holds a lot of value,
Yeah.
to them because, this is a local hunt for us.
Yeah.
I live 2.5 hours from here, but this is still my local hunt place.
Yeah. You don't want no out-of-stater coming here and taking that Grand American crown.
If they beat me, they beat me.
Yeah.
I'm going to shake their hand like anybody else.
Yeah.
But I like to keep that title in-house.
There you go, man.
I've been coming here since I was 15 years old.
Yeah.
I'm 36. Never thought I would be sitting here going, I got a shot to win this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you and Bristol have been consistent here. Do you guys want to add anything else before we close up here?
I just like to wish him good luck. And
Yeah.
we're going to be there with him, riding all the way in with that people. If he don't go to sleep on us again tonight.
If he ends up losing, you could say, I would have not lost that. I'm a state champion.
Trevor, I hear that all the time. But I wouldn't trade it. My biggest thing with this dog is the memories that it's bringing between me, my best friend, and my son.
Yeah.
And I got a 5-year-old. He's starting to hunt with us.
Yeah.
And first, he went hunting Thursday night with us in these swamps, and he said, Daddy, I love this.
Yeah.
That's the future of our sport.
Yeah. That's a beautiful thing about coon hunting. It brings a lot of people together and make lifelong friends and memories that'll last forever, way past when we can't even go to the woods no more. So
I had a man ask me one time, said, Chris, why you drive all the way down there? I said, I'm going to see friends that I ain't seen in a year.
Yep, there you go. That's exactly right. Big family reunion for everybody here. So, well, man, I want to wish you luck tonight, and regardless, congrats on your run here with Bristol, and we'll see how it shakes out.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so there was that. Chris, unfortunately, Saturday night, dog performed well. He said he may have made a little bit of a handler mistake, but, man, he's had really great luck at the Grand American, and you can't win them all. Nobody's 100%er, so great run for those guys, and if I'm not mistaken, I think he, again, brought home high-scoring blue tick females, so that's an incredible feat for those guys, and just really impressive. This year, Alan didn't get a chance to go down with me. He hated to miss it, but he had other obligations up here in Michigan. So, actually enlisted the help of a couple of field reps. I had Philip Foster from South Carolina and Curtis Sparks from North Carolina, who were both going to be there. So I got them to come up and help me at the table. And when things were kind of winding down there on Saturday afternoon into the evening, I was able to pull them into the booth for a little bit before we took off, and talk to them a little bit about how the weekend went and about some upcoming events for this year that they'll be working for us. And man, just really enjoy these two guys. Appreciate all they do for us and for me specifically. And here, without me talking too much more, here's Philip and Curtis. All right, guys, here we are again Saturday at Grand American. I'm joined today by my two trusty field reps here, Philip Foster and Curtis Sparks. What's going on, guys?
Oh, it's been a good day, Trevor. Good sunny day and beautiful day in South Carolina here.
Yeah. What do you think, Curtis? How's your day been?
It's been pretty good.
Yeah. We typically have Alan down here with me in the past few years I've been here, but this year he wasn't able to make it. So, Philip, you've helped here the past couple years, right?
I have. I've helped here a couple of years. I always enjoy it. See a lot of familiar faces and people that I know. I always enjoy seeing them, Trevor.
It's pretty steady.
It's steady. We took in quite a bit of paperwork today.
Yeah, that's good. Curtis, this is your first time helping here? I know you've been here quite a few times, but as far as just having to sit on the other side of the table here?
Yes, first time. You called last week, and these last couple of days, you learn a lot doing that paperwork.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and it might help you down the road a little bit. Who knows where we need a help in the pinch? I know you've helped me at Southeastern a couple of times, and I know you're always there. And it kind of helps having people spread out a little bit. And you guys are well versed in the rules and stuff, but the paperwork's also part of it, and being able to answer little simple questions for people, kind of comes in handy sometimes, I guess.
Yeah, it absolutely does. And, man, what about the crowd here today? It's been amazing, hasn't it?
I've been tickled with it all weekend. We don't get to walk around too awful much. We kind of take shifts with each other, I think, and gives people little spells to be able to make a lap here or there. But the walk-around crowd and the traffic seems like today, especially here on Saturday, has been pretty darn good, I think.
It has, man. Well, I looked out one time this morning about 10:30, and the traffic was all the way back to the fence, man. You know.
We're glad we beat it here.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I was more shocked with the walk-up interest than it was unbelievable.
Yeah, I'll have to look back through some records, but yesterday 137 walk-ups just for a single day. I can't think of one off the top of my head that's bigger than that we've had that's bigger than that, especially at this event. That's a pretty crazy. And then today they had 43 that walked up for today yesterday, and then they added another 52, so almost close to 100. It sounded like 230 some went to the woods tonight, 299 last night. So, man, they got to be tickled with that here.
Oh, man, that's great. And I just want to give a shout-out to those guys of the Grand American because, I mean, to put that many dogs in the woods and have that many guides, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not easy to do, and we've dealt with it ourselves. You know, we at Winter Classic in Autumn Oaks, that's us that's sitting back there in that room and figuring out who didn't show up and trying to fit walk-ons on there. And I don't know. It's kind of nice being not having to sit behind the table and do that sticky-in for once, isn't it?
It is.
Yes, it is.
So I'll start with you, Philip, to talk about the Grand American a little bit specifically. You live in South Carolina. Probably been here a few times. This is kind of a special event for a lot of people. It's a kickoff to a lot of people's year. But in me talking to people through the year, South Carolinians, this is special for them.
It is special, and the Grand American, it's always been special to me. I mean, my dad years ago in the 70s was a secretary for a couple of years, so I've been coming here a long time. I've been blessed to hunt in it for a few times and help down here, and it's a special event for me.
Yeah. Curtis, you've been here quite a few times in your day?
Yeah, I've been here a few times. I've come hunted several times, and this first time I helped doing this, and I used to come down with my dad and my grandpa.
Yeah.
And
you and your wife are camped out here, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You guys a short commute.
Yeah, it's not real far.
But far enough away from the barking dogs, luckily.
Slept real good.
But the UKC table, I will tell you, is not very far away from the barking dogs. That dog bark can get a little loud at some points in the day. Man, we've had a good weekend here, gearing up for a busy year this year. I know we've talked about scheduling a little bit this year. Coming up Winter Classic next. I think Philip, you'll be there. I don't think you're coming to Winter Classic this year, are you? Yeah, so
looking forward to it.
Yeah. What I know we've talked about it a little bit before. I think you said Winter Classic is one of your favorites, and also the World Hunt.
Yep, absolutely. I love the Winter Classic and the World Hunt. I do. Yep.
The two of your favorites. What about you, Curtis? I didn't have you on that one when we talked about it. What are obviously not to hunt maybe, but what are your favorite ones to sit on the other side of the table and be a part of?
I like the World Hunt and the TOC.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know what it is about. I guess I do know what it is a little bit. You know how many dogs you have hunting when you get there. You can kind of focus on that many casts, and you kind of have a little bit more time to be more sociable with people and kind of get to know those people in the top 100 a little bit. That's kind of what I like about it. And obviously the prestige. You guys have both stood at the truck, and you know what it feels like when a guy wins a world championship or wins $50,000 and walks back to the truck and you see that.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I tell you, that Thursday night at the World Hunt,
Yeah.
for me, that top 100 dogs or 104 is just pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Because, to see those folks, the hard work, and just to be there. Yeah.
What do you guys get many rule questions this weekend up here, or anything we're seeing over and over again, really, or not really?
Just a couple for me, rules questions.
Let's see, the one that I heard, you know how it is, the morning after something happens in the woods where there's a disagreement, you kind of hear it from every side and angle. But I guess the one today that I've heard the most of was a situation on a cast last night where I guess a young handler had their dog, may or may not have had their hand on their dog's collar during a dog fight, and was hoping to get out of being scratched of it by doing that. But our interpretation is a dog being leashed and not being on the leash. That's the one I've kind of heard over and over again. You got to have them on the leash. Besides that, I think their hunt went pretty smooth last night. Knock on wood.
Yep, I think everyone went smooth.
That's the one that was brought to me a couple times about being on the lead fight.
Yep, me too. Yep.
And that's still fairly new. I think that changed maybe in the 2020 rule book, seems like. And I don't know, the situation that it's called for is probably an unfortunate byproduct of trying to get the rule right, where we don't want to scratch a dog in their truck or something like that, but kind of protects a dog at the tree. But sounds like to me they probably got the ruling right. If obviously we weren't a part of a panel or hearing or anything on it, but it sounds like they probably got the question right. So that's always a good thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Otherwise, it's been a pretty smooth hunt, but it seems like I don't know if maybe since the rules have been in place for a couple of years now, or maybe the podcast is helping in some, or what it is. But honestly, it seems like we're getting more knowledgeable judges and having smoother casts. It seems like in a lot of instances.
Yep, and I'm hearing a lot of positive stuff. The rules that you and Alan are going through, the rule book, hearing a lot of good positive feedback about that. I think that's great to where you're breaking them down and going through them.
Yeah, that was kind of Alan's idea to want to do that, and I hope that one day soon we have them broken down where people can kind of go through. I know us having the same rules every 5 years now is going to help a little bit too. I think people will be able to familiarize themselves with the rules that way a little bit more. But you got to come down with it. You got your wife here with you, Philip. You guys have enjoyed your weekend a little bit?
We've enjoyed it. Sharon's good to put up with me and come to these events. You know, takes a special person, and she does. She comes with me and supports me, and I enjoy her being here.
Kind of helps having a driver sometimes after them long nights.
It absolutely does. It absolutely does.
What's next on tap for you? You got Southeastern coming up, maybe? Or?
The Winter Classic, Southeastern.
That's right.
Yep. And then, of course, the TOC Zone and the World Zone will be here in South Carolina.
Kind of glad you brought that up. TOC Regions, you were the field rep there last year for their TOC Regions in Manning. They only had 64 dogs this year. I expect them to have a lot bigger crowd this year.
I'm going to tell you, that's, in my opinion, that's some of the best raccoon hunting country you could be in. And they had really good scores. And just a great place to have it, great venue. Had good guides, so I expect it to.
Pictures were great there, kind of like a log cabin type
It is with a little pond out front, plenty of parking, and those guys done a great job.
And the eating will be good.
Oh, it absolutely will, yep. And then the World Zone will be back here in Orangeburg, and Mendel and those guys done a great job too.
Just right there where we've been sitting all weekend.
Where we've been sitting all day. Yeah, so looking forward to that. So got some good stuff going on right here in South Carolina, and I'm glad to see it in this part of the country.
They deserve it here.
They deserve it here. Absolutely, they do.
Sure do. You and your wife had a good time this week. She's kind of been feeling a little bit ill this week, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's felt a little better today. It's her first trip with me to do any of this, and she picked a good one. This is a good big hunt, and she'll be going to the rest of them. And I got the World Finals and the TOC Finals and Autumn Oaks, so she'll probably enjoy that.
I sure hope that doesn't hinder our entries much, hearing that you're going to be at all those events now.
Oh, well, man, it'll probably be the biggest one you ever had.
No, it's going to be a fun year. It's going to be a heck of a fun year. I think we got some good locations for this year, and I like to take time to talk to our field reps. I've said it many times. We've got the best in the business. Just easy to deal with, guys you can depend on, and I sure appreciate you guys always.
Yeah, we certainly appreciate you too, Trevor. You and Alan both, and sure do.
Well, I figure it's about time you guys hit the road and head back home, and we're going to start packing up a little bit and get ready for this last hunt tonight. We're going to figure out who's going to win this Grand American.
That's right.
That's right.
Thank you, Trevor.
Good luck to all.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, so there's those guys, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention my wife Jenna coming down with me. Without Alan being there, that's a long drive by yourself, and especially hunting the late round on Saturday night. You get back to the hotel at 7 in the morning with the sun peeking up over, and then you got a 13-hour drive to get to Michigan to worry about. And without her, there's no way it would have been possible. And not only did she help me drive out here and there, but she also was there and actually helped out at the table in times of need whenever it got a little more crowded or somebody wanted to go get a bite to eat or walk around the fairgrounds for a minute. So, man, shout out to her for all of her help. I surely appreciate it. Wouldn't have been able to get it done without all her help. So, moving on to the show. Unfortunately, I missed a lot of the show because of obligations over in the other building, taking registration paperwork and answering rule questions, and then obviously with the hunt going on, helping the Grand American Committee print labels and get things stuck on cards and that sort of thing. But like I said, they had a really great show. Carol Phillips judged the Friday show, a really good entry. There, the 6 category winners moved on to Saturday's overall show. On Saturday, they had 109 entries into the regular show. Lori Mills was the judge in that one. And they took those 6 category winners, and what they did was they had those category winners from each day, and they came and showed for overall in front of the 3 judge panel, which was Carol, Lori, and also David Doc Birdsall, from what I saw there. And when it was all said and done, the big winner, well, first I'll mention the reserve. The reserve bench show winner was actually grand champion West Fork River Wonder Girl, Tree and Walker, owned by Melinda Hicks and Megan Perez. Melinda's in West Virginia and Megan's in Missouri. And it looked like Megan was handling girl this weekend, so congratulations to that team. And the overall bench show winner this year was champion Kentucky Mountain Southeastern's Miles to Go. That's an English male owned by Penny Turner and Rhonda Brown. Penny's in Kentucky and Rhonda's in North Carolina, and I think Penny had handling duties for Miles this weekend, and I was able to pull them in. I know they had a ton of stuff going on, but I was able to pull them in and interview both Penny and Rhonda, and it was a great interview, really fun. You're going to enjoy this one, so here they are. Hey everybody, back here from Saturday, Orangeburg, South Carolina at the Grand American, and I'm here with the 2 big winners of the weekend and the bench show over here, Miss Penny Turner and Rhonda Brown. How are you guys feeling right now?
Oh, I'm elated. Awesome. It's pretty awesome. It is.
Yeah, big win, big time win for you guys. And first, I guess you should tell me a little bit about the dog you won with today.
Well, he's a 2-year-old male. He's out of a female we have who was she's won a lot. Her name is Tess.
Yes.
So she's the mama, and it's a son out of Diamond Cutter, and it produced 4 puppies, and 3 of the 4 are really nice. So he has he made a splash in his very first show, which was
he won Best of Show.
He won Best of Show male
at
2 years
Autumn
ago
Oaks.
at Autumn Oaks, because last year I judged Autumn Oaks, so I didn't get to show anything. And then he's had very limited showing. I don't think he was shown anywhere except the World last year and a qualifier.
Right.
Oh, well, we did go to Winter Classic. So
Yeah.
he's only been shown, this is his 4th show.
A couple of big ones.
Couple of big ones. I think he was the only 2-day winner.
But he was bred to do this.
He was.
Yes, he
Bred to
was.
do this.
Yeah,
And what's
he
the
was.
dog's name again?
His name is Kentucky Mountain Southeastern Miles to Go.
Miles to Go, right? And what do you call him?
Miles.
Miles. Okay, there we go. So Miles,
Yep.
bred to do this. And yeah, he won champion male both days.
He did.
Yeah, against some pretty good. the champion divisions were pretty strong here.
I
Yes.
thought they were very strong. I was very pleased to have won what I won.
Yeah, and that's pretty incredible.
You don't come expecting to win,
Yeah.
but you hope you do.
Yeah,
You hope your dog performs well.
Exactly.
this is the first that kind of kicks off the year, so you guys are kind of on a high note here to start off the year. So Miles has a little head start on a couple of the different programs that are out there. But so Miles, what does the year look like for him now that you get double show wins here? What does that look like?
I think it just changed.
It could have just changed.
Yeah.
But he's one of those that I wanted. I want to take him to the bigger events, and I want to give him a chance to win his wins toward Grand against quality competition, and that's what this provides. So I didn't really have a plan for the year, but there might be a few folks trying to talk us into making a few more shows that we might not have originally counted on. So we'll just see what happens. We will definitely be at the Winter Classic.
Yeah. On the way over here, I noticed that both of you guys had pretty good helpers loading up all your automobiles and everything and helping walk the dogs and all.
Kudos to the support team.
That's exactly right. Yes, we got
takes-
awesome people helping
It takes
us.
a whole team, and you
does.
guys have had a pretty good partnership. Obviously, I got to meet you guys back in 2019, 2020ish when I first came on, and be around you guys, and just always together, always having a good time, and always have quality dogs. You want to talk a little bit about how your guys' partnership started? And
Well, I moved to North Carolina in 2012 and got to know Rhonda. She got a puppy from me,
okay,
and that
Out of her
was
2
one
world
of the,
champions.
Well, they weren't world champions
Yeah,
at the time.
the male was not a world champion at the time.
The female wasn't either until they were babies that
Yeah,
year.
that's true.
But it was one of those things that's just
It just clicked.
we clicked. Yeah, we
It just
got to
clicked.
know each other and started traveling to some shows together, and we look at things a lot the same.
Right.
And so there's not really a time when we
I've ever disagreed
don't
on
really
anything.
disagree on things, because it's like, hey, I think I might want to do this. Oh, okay. And so we talk about everything, and that's a big key too.
Yeah.
being able to communicate with a partner.
Yes.
Communication is That's the only thing I think about a partnership, no matter what it is. You got to sit down and decide what it looks like to you and them and work out all the details. And so we talked about it. When I take a dog, it's mine. I pay everything. When she takes a dog, it's hers. If I want to go somewhere and she can't go, I take dogs or she takes dogs. She has dogs she prefers. I have dogs I prefer. But
And we have been known to walk up to the gate to go in for a show and switch dogs.
yeah, we did that.
We have done that.
Yeah.
So we switch the dogs back and forth a lot so that they get used to each one of us.
Yeah, right.
And we're both comfortable showing them, and they're comfortable with us showing them. So I don't think that gives us an advantage.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we're right here in winter. It's kind of chilly out here today. Probably colder back home right now.
Yeah.
When you're getting ready for the Grand American, what does that routine look like when you're trying to get a dog into the shape to compete against some of these dogs out here?
Well, that's a loaded question.
You don't have to give us all your secrets and everything, but
there are no secrets. My secret is my brother has a big run pen.
okay.
Like I don't know how big it is. I could guess it. It's at least a half acre, and it's hillside. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll just say it flat out. He pretty much ran loose in the big run pen and lived with his sister and treated a bunch of squirrels.
There you go.
It kept him busy and active because my dad fell and broke his 3 ribs right before Thanksgiving.
Oh,
So he was in the hospital for 4 weeks. So me just getting here, that's what I told everybody. I said, I'm just happy to be here. And so Miles, he did get some work, but he was broke, so he knew what to do. But he didn't get as much as I would have normally liked to have gotten because I was just focused on other things. Yeah. I live with my dad. He's got Parkinson's, and I love him with all my heart. But, he's at an age now when he needs me, and I'm going to be there. So that's the only thing about trying to run a dog in the shows is I've got things at home that are really important to me, too.
And that's where I come in.
There you go.
That's right. Got to have priorities and partnership.
That's
the
right.
two P's, I guess. There you
But
go.
this, I will say, I came kind of sort of needing a little bit of a mental break.
Yeah.
Because my family's a little boost. That's exactly
boost.
right. And this is
This has been a big boost.
my dog performed, though. I will say he performed very nicely, and I'm very proud of him.
Yeah. History at Grand American. Do you guys have? Is this? Have you won here in the past or?
I won.
You won opposite sex with Tess.
On opposite sex with his mama.
Yeah, that was just several years ago.
I was
wasn't it?
about 18, maybe something like that.
Something like that.
18,
Yeah.
17 or 18. And Cutter won duels here, in 14 or 15. Mm-hmm. But this has always been a hard event for me personally, being a teacher.
Yeah.
Because I'm out 2 weeks right prior to the event.
Yeah.
It's
because
hard
it was
it's hard-
early this year. That
Yes.
made it able, because she hadn't gone back to school yet.
Yeah.
So I showed Miles last year, and we won breed. I mean, he was still open then.
Yeah.
And we won breed, but didn't advance beyond that. But, it was just, like I said, that's, again, the partnership makes those things doable. We can get the dogs to more shows working together.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
But no, this has been a very good event for me.
Yeah.
Not only to win, but to see everybody you don't get to see. Because as you know, coming to these events is like a mini reunion.
That's
with
right.
Folks
Absolutely.
that you meet and you have a lot in common with, but you don't really get to see often.
That's right. And this one, especially for me, is like a whole different crowd than I see a lot of the rest of the year.
Yeah. It amazes me how the people in this area view this hunt
Yeah.
and how they really support it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I have the privilege of being able to go to the Purina or to the dinner on Thursday night.
Yeah.
And I tell the people from the chamber, the people from the mayor and everything, how much we appreciate the welcome that they give coon hunters, because we don't go anywhere else that we get that kind of welcome.
You're right.
Couldn't agree with you more there. This area, and then really it's a big reason why we moved our TOC region and World Zone here for the past couple of years. Is they've earned it. They deserve it.
They
and
love
it's great.
coon hunters here,
Yeah.
and like I said, a lot of places we go, all they want is for you to hurry up and get out of town.
That's right.
No, they embrace it here. And
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very nice. Very nice. And the warmer weather didn't hurt either.
Yeah, that's true.
I left rain and cool weather. Now I know I'm going back to cold and freezing rain, and hopefully I can get home safely. So I'll be driving tonight.
Yeah, you won this year, and we didn't have to trample through mud all right there by the show.
I know.
This year.
Hey, next year will probably be awesome.
Praise the Lord.
But this is the beginning of a wonderful new year.
Yeah, there we
everything
go.
is looking good. So
Yeah.
very happy.
So real quick before we end up, I see you guys at a lot of events of the year. What's some of your favorite events to go through through the year? Probably especially English days. I know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, English days is top of the list.
Yeah.
Autumn Oaks is.
And you got to
my
judge
number
this
one.
year. That
I
was
got
probably
to
a little
judge last
different.
year. Oh, it was. I kind of took a rest from hard showing because I didn't really want to be in the mix of a lot while
Yeah.
I was judging. And I did go to my breed days. I went to English days, but that was pretty much the limits of them showing. But I love that event every year.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait till I retire from teaching in 2 years so I can come and spend my whole vacation or take vacation to be there like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, there
It's
you
just
go.
awesome. That's my favorite.
Yeah, for sure.
Winter Classic is another one I
Yeah.
don't like to miss. Matesville's not my favorite place because it's so far.
Yeah, that's true. It is a long
But
way.
it is nice to be inside a pavilion, I will say. It's
Yeah,
nice
just-
to be inside.
The venue is just kind of different than a lot of the Coonhound events we go
It
to.
is.
It is. But at least everything's indoors and somewhat climate controlled.
Yeah.
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 So Miles, how old did you say he was?
He's 2.5. He'll be 3 in June.
Seems like they right around when they coming into that 3-year-old year, they start
he's-
racking up these.
He's
He's
been-
at his prime,
Yeah.
or hitting his prime.
Yeah, he's got a body and it's very masculine. Like you look at him and there's no denying he's a male.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, this could be the beginning of a good run for Miles, but it would just be a continuation of the run for you two ladies.
Oh, yeah.
And
Whether he wins or loses the next one, he's still my guy, my boy, and I'll take the best care of him I can because I love him.
yeah, that's right. Well, I know you guys got to get loaded up and head home, but I appreciate you taking a couple minutes out, and I want to congratulate you guys again, 2025 Grand American champions, and good start to the new year.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Trevor. This
Thank
has
you
been
very
awesome.
much, Trevor.
Appreciate you asking.
Yes, ma'am. Alan, I know we both have new Dogtra Pathfinder 2s. How are you liking yours so far?
I'm liking it. I've even had the opportunity now to use mine where I didn't have service, where I download the map of that area, and it works flawlessly. Love it.
I agree. I really like my Dogtra Pathfinder 2 as well. I've used it quite a bit the past few months. I really like the crystal clear maps. I like that it doesn't lose service very much, and I don't have many bad things to say about it at all. Dogtra Pathfinder 2, the official GPS collar partner of UKC. Yeah, so congratulations again to all the winners from the weekend for this bench show. Great start to the year. That's a great kickoff to the year. A big show at the very beginning of the year. They can accrue points in different programs that are going on for the whole year, and that's a great start. After the regular show was over, the youth bench show was going on, and man, you just kind of run out of hours in the day. It was coming up on 5 o'clock, and they were just getting started. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to stay and do that. I needed to get some dinner and maybe a little bit of rest before going out on the final cast and making the drive back. But Leslie Brooks was the judge of the youth show, and they had, like I said, 33 entries into the regular portion of the show. Had some pairs and duels as well, which would have been more dogs there. And this year, the reserve winner was actually Miss Hannah Cable. Hannah was handling Grand Champion Hall of Fame confirmation champion Drake's Windstorm. That's a Tran Walker that Beth Jenkins and Bridget Clary own. They're both out of Virginia. Hannah's out of Ohio, and she's making her last run here with in the youth portion of the show. And what a mark she's left on the youth program the past several years. She's transitioning into the big shows really well, so that won't be the last time we see her name. And another young man who has made his mark on the youth program the past several years is Mr. Colton Rorvik from up in Peru, Indiana. He was our overall youth bench show winner, and he was handling World Show Champion, National Grand Champion, Confirmation Champion, Grand Champion 3, Wabash River Lost Highway. That dog's a red bone, owned by Andy and Keith Emery of North Carolina, and Curtis Elburn, and also Nikki Matthews are listed on there. They're both from up in the Peru, Indiana area. That's a whole family affair with those folks. They come to a lot of the events. They're really successful. They put the work in. And we've had Colton on here before after his wins at Youth Nationals and Spotlight Series. Wasn't able to wrangle up Colton here because I wasn't there at the fairgrounds at the completion of the show. But I do want to congratulate Colton on his big win, another big achievement for the young man here. So congratulations to him. Like I said, I went back to the fairgrounds around 12:30 on Saturday night and was able to just talked to people as they came in, give some congratulations. Everybody was in good spirits, and honestly, the whole time I was there, not a single cast came back with a question. So that was pretty impressive. 230 entries on there. John Sapier and Dale Weatherford, they're the master of hounds for the weekend. They kind of split duties and help each other out, so they have a good thing going on. First place on Saturday night was Grand Night champion Blues Put 'em Up Luna. That's a tree and walker owned by Johnny Blue of South Carolina and handled by Alex Blue, I believe it is. They actually had 1,300 plus and had the judge there that could verify that and everything. So great job by them. There was actually several good scores there. I think a lot of the people waited a little bit later in the night, closer to 10, 11, 12 o'clock before they cut loose. It looked like coons were moving best around that time. And there was a good few number of double cast winners. I don't have the exact numbers on here. You may check out the official Grand American Facebook page. They have a lot of good information on there. Ashley Moss and the whole Grand American team does a great job of sharing information on there as the week progresses. But I was at the end of it, we had 4 dogs that were above the rest when you combine their double cast winning scores, and I was able to go out on the final cast for the 5th year in a row. So I don't ever take that for granted to be able to see history being made. Riley Godwin and Kevin Collins took us to their hunting spot, same one we went to last year. Steve Cromer, Doug Schuler, Josh DeLoach, and Mendel Miller were the 4 judges. So we had 4 judges for the 4 dogs in case they were to get split up or everything. But, man, the weather just did not cooperate well. The winter storm was coming through there. It was heading that way. The temperatures were dropping. It was in the low 20s. Frost was already heavy on the ground. The wind was blowing. It was 5 o'clock in the morning. That never helps after the dogs have been in their dog boxes for 3 or 4 hours after being out competing in the early round, treating a bunch of coons. And this was a clean spot, no feeders or nothing here for this. So it was just go find out who had the best dog for that hour and crown the champion. They did the legwork to get there. And the 4 dogs in the final cast were Night Champion Brown's Powerhouse Pimp, a 4-year-old English male owned by Eric Brown of South Carolina and handled by Eric. Grand Night Champion Blues Put 'em Up Luna, a 2-year-old tree and walker female owned by Johnny Blue of South Carolina and handled by Alex Blue. You had Rough Branch Big Bubba, a 5-year-old English male owned by Timmy Patrick of South Carolina and handled by Aaron Smith. And then there was Night Champion Wipeout Threesome Jail Cell. Jail Cell's a 6-year-old tree and walker male owned and handled by Sean Welch of South Carolina. And if that name's familiar, that was your 2024 Grand American champion. So he was going in there trying to repeat. And, funnily enough, that was the order that their scores were in. That was the order I took the cast photo of on the scorecard, left to right. And that was their finishing order. Pimp took 1st overall, Luna 2nd, Bubba 3rd, and Jail Cell was 4th. And at the end of the day, it was pretty early in the morning. Coming in on 6 o'clock, I was able to get Eric Brown when he was done getting all of his great awards that the Grand American puts together, some different interviews here and there. I pulled him in for just a little 10-minute sit down to talk about what this win meant to him and to walk us a little bit through his weekend. So without further ado, here's Mr. Eric Brown.
All right, everybody. Last interview of a long weekend here. We're in the early morning, Sunday morning now. It's almost 6:45 in the morning here, and we just crowned the 2025 Grand American Nite Hunt Champion. And I'm sitting with the owner, handler, everything right here, right now, Mr. Eric Brown. What's going on, man?
Going good.
Just got done with the hunt. It's been a long weekend, ain't it?
Very long.
Yeah. First, let's introduce us to the dog. Powerhouse Pimp, that's right?
That's correct.
Yeah. English hound, how old is he?
4.
4-year-old English hound. And how long have you been hunting him or had him?
Probably roughly about 2.5 years. He had no wins on him, was just a pleasure dog from when I purchased him. Never been in a hunt. Had to do a little bit of training for competition, but he really was smart and picked up on it real easy, and now I think he's a Grand Night and got a little bit of money won other places.
Yeah, nice little hound. Had heard about him in the past couple of years, typing up results here at different places for major events down in this country, RQEs and that sort of thing. Tell me a little bit about your Friday night cast. You ended up scoring pretty decent.
Yeah, 775 I think it was Friday night. He just operated like he was supposed to, and when I turned him, he went in there and got on the coons, and just cast off right on another one right after it. He was just operating. The coons were moving, and he operated like he was supposed to.
Yeah, tree. Three singles, 3 or 4 singles? For
Four.
775 plus, right?
Yeah.
And what'd that place you at last night?
Put me at 5th.
5th place. Yeah.
5th place.
And then tonight you got to feel, I guess, pretty decent coming into here with 775 plus. But it looked like the coons might have moved a little bit better tonight, or sounds like they were moving a little bit later in the night, and people kind of caught on to that, and the scores were a little bit better. But you had a heck of a hunt tonight.
Yeah, he come in with 11 and a quarter tonight, and it was same place we hunted last night, Friday night. And same thing happened. There was a little bit more coons were on the ground, and he was able to put them up a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
And he just kept going, and we never called a timeout either night. It was just tree to tree, and he really performed like he was supposed to.
Yeah. So you say the same spot both nights. I rode with Doug Schuler, one of the judges out there, and he talked about your spot over there, a real spot, a place. I guess he got to guide there to the zones and actually made it to the World Finals from a pretty good high scoring cast win there.
Yeah.
So what does it look like coming into an event like Grand American? What do you do at some of your spots to get them ready? Do you not hunt them, or you?
Well, I don't hunt them as hard. I still hunt them, but I don't hunt them as hard. And of course, I make sure that they're fed. Don't put nothing too close.
Yeah.
I put it just spread out just to keep them in there. Because now that deer season's over, people quit feeding.
Yeah.
And if you don't have something for them there, they will leave.
Yeah.
So I just try to keep them in there, but not every 50 yards. It's spread out, and just to keep something in the area.
Yeah. And then I know you've been a part of Final Cast that multiple times since I've been here. You've been a part of judging it, the judging panel that's been out there. So I guess one of the things I wanted to hit on the podcast a little bit is that we're sitting here, like I said, it's almost 7 o'clock in the morning. We just got done hunting an hour out there. It's gotten real chilly here late in the night. There's frost on the ground. Coons are probably sitting up after moving earlier. And then again, we didn't see any feed where we were hunting in those bottoms tonight. These spots for this late round cast, the name of the game is keeping dogs safe, keeping them where you can maybe score a couple coons, but you're not trying to score 7, 8, even 1,000 points on this late round cast.
That's right. You just want the best dog to operate and tree a coon or two, and go back to the clubhouse. You're tired, you're ready to go, but you also want a good cast, and that's what I like. The dogs don't have to have feed. They can go in there and tree a coon without it.
Yeah. Kind of figure out who's the best of both worlds. You made it here by treeing coons that way, and now you got to tree a whole different kind of coon late. Final Four of Grand American. Have you had success in this hunt before? Have you been have you been close to making the Final Four before?
I have a couple times, but not just 14th, 13th, stuff like that. But I've never been that close. And I've had dogs operate good, and then some bad thing happened before the hunt's over, and they get under the wrong thing, and you lose it and start over again.
Yeah. So what's your mindset going into the final cast? Did you have any nerves or?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely had nerves. I mean, you always want to come out on top, but then you also have that settlement that I am in the top 4. I'm, fortunate to be here, and hopefully I come out on top, but I just want everybody to have a good cast.
Yeah. Been trying for it for how many times do you think you've hunted in Grand American?
10 or 12 at least.
Yeah. And if you don't have a little bit of nerves hunting for a title like Grand American champion, then you're probably not very much invested into what you're doing.
Anything you do in life, if you don't have some nerves, you're not really invested.
Yeah. After you cut him loose, kind of just like a regular old coon hunt, I guess, a little bit.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then everybody you don't have to worry about trying to judge it. You got your judges there judging it for you, and just hope he does what he's supposed to do.
Just got to call your dog. Walk us through the late round cast there a little bit. Like I said, I don't think coons were moving particularly well. They struck pretty. Most of the dogs struck there within the first 2 to 3 minutes, and tried to move some coon through there. Maybe it came up a little bit shorter. I'm not sure.
I knew something wasn't right. Yeah. He just kept circling and coming back. He actually got within 50 yards of the cast a couple times and circled back, and he just trying to figure out what was going on. And then him and a couple others decided to, pick a tree, I guess.
Yeah.
And they wasn't right.
But didn't have to take much minus on that when you kind of laid back a little bit.
Yeah.
Didn't
because
like
I
the
didn't
sound
like
of
the way
it.
he was operating.
But you recut him off there, and he shot in there like a rocket and came treed like I think you probably that's how you expect him to come treed.
When he come treed there, I was confident.
Yeah, but that was a big leaning woolly booger there, wasn't it? Yeah. Stephen Cromer, who was the head judge tonight, said he had some heat in his thermal, but just couldn't get it to look. And at that time, an hour hunt, time is of the essence.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I didn't want to waste much time. I want to go ahead and get him cut back loose and see if I could get him under coon, which he did.
Yeah.
So I was pleased.
Last tree, he pull off that tree of yours, and I can't remember without looking at my notes exactly how much time was left, but there wasn't more than 10 minutes left.
I think that was right at 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, gotta get treed to have a shot here. Him and the Luna female were kind of over there working in the same general area, and you laid back to the very last second on that 2 minutes to where you could procure the win there. What was your mindset there?
I knew what I had to have, but I wanted to make sure that he was going to settle in and be there. So I waited till I had to.
Yeah.
I didn't want to pull the trigger too quick and then him leave. So
yeah. Thoughts at the last tree when you were in there? Took a little bit to find it.
I was a little more confident in that tree.
Yeah.
Just the terrain, where we were at. But when I first looked at the tree, I said, "Oh no!" Then walked one side, you couldn't see the tree. You walked the other side, you could see the whole coon.
Yeah. And honestly, I congratulated you then, but we didn't know about the other dogs in the cast. But after doing some math, after having that coon, nobody could beat you. You were the Grand American champion right there at that tree.
And it was a wonderful feeling, and it still hadn't set in yet, but I know it's going to.
Well, when you're here, you're part of Palmetto Coonhounds Association.
Yeah.
Obviously, people are familiar with that. You guys host major events. You got the TOC region coming up here at the end of March. So I hope people are excited to go to Manning for that. But
and he's also been qualified for it since the last 2 years. He's qualified this year, and hopefully already getting some wins for next year.
That's right. So next thing on the docket, I guess, is probably Hall of Fame hunt.
Yes, sir. Well, we got the Governor's Cup race that he's also in it. He was in the top 16. Me and him, it was a handler thing, but I've only hunted him. I've hunted no other dog.
Yeah.
So it's me and him in it too.
Yeah.
And then the Hall of Fame, and then the TOC.
Gearing up for TOC. Man, I've talked about this the last couple of years when I do interviews here. I talked to Chris Speer here earlier today on this podcast about the mindset of South Carolina hunters at Grand American. This hunt is a monster deal here for everybody in the Southeast and people that travel in, but for a South Carolinian who lives here within 30, 40 minutes, this has to feel pretty good.
Oh, it feels great.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's really still setting in good, and I texted my daughter and my nephew, and the other one's like my other son, and I texted them at 3 o'clock, "Hey, I'm in, y'all come on."
Yeah.
And they left the house, and they were sitting. That means a lot for them to be here with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to have a support system in this game.
That's correct.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, I won't take up much of your time. I know we both need some shut-eye. It's been a long day, but I want to appreciate you first off for all you do for the Grand American, being a part of the Palmetto Coonhounds Association. You're in there. You're helping put together casts, selecting judges, that sort of thing. You stay out, you guide, you hunt. You usually judge the final cast if you're not in it, and man, all that work pays off. And you're now the 2025 Grand American champion always, man. I congratulate you for that.
Thank you so much.
And there it is. You've heard from both of the Grand American champions for the week, etched their name in history. Big winners for this year, started out the year right. So both of them have plans to run at a couple other things this year. So excited for them to see what they can accomplish. And yeah, as I'm sitting here, luckily made it up to Michigan, fought through the winter storm Blair that came through the central United States. We got to go through some snow and a little bit of icy conditions, but we made it back. And thanks again to my wife Jenna for picking up a lot of the driving duties there while I was kind of exhausted from not sleeping there for a day. But man, it was a great time. Grand American's always a great time. Already looking forward to next year and thinking about things I can do differently and to make things better. And I know they are as well. They were having meetings there thinking about ways to improve. And man, it's hard to improve on it. They had Great group of vendors there. Spent a little money there supporting the vendors. About anything you wanted to buy was there. Good food. Lots of dogs out in the dog barn. A lot of foot traffic around. Great show. Great hunt. Treeing contest was big as usual. A lot of people out there, and everybody had a good time, and that's what the Grand American's all about. It's the early year family reunion. Get to see a lot of people there I don't get to see for the rest of the year. So, man, I had a blast. If you want to see any of the results, check out ukcdogs.com under the standings and results tab. You can catch all the results from the weekend there. Go check out the official Grand American Facebook page. Go check out the UKC Coonhounds Facebook page. Made some posts on that on there. It'll be coming out in Coonhound Bloodlines, the full results, and time to get ready for next year. But first, we got some other events coming up. Winter Classic will be just around the corner by the time you hear this. Entries close for that January 20th, so get your entries in. And, man, we hope to see you in Batesville, and it's going to be a great time. So stay tuned here to the UKC Hunting Ops Podcast in the next few weeks for all the information you need to know about the UKC Coonhound program. Thank you for listening to the UKC Hunting Ops Podcast. Be sure to give us a follow so you don't miss any of our new episodes or content.